Guys, here we are at the start of the build. I've had quite a few requests over the past few months to go ahead and show some of the processes by which I was going to construct the layout. And so here, I think I posted on Facebook, is the pile of wood. My construction is going to be a little bit different than my layout in the past, mainly because I want it to be lightweight and portable. The last house I was in was there for 5 years. Sure expected to be there a lot longer than that, and ended up having to tear down that layout a lot sooner than what I had hoped. Also, this one is going to be freestanding. It's not going to be attached to the walls anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I have a stack of 2x4s down here, and I've started already just making some legs. And what I've done, again, these are 48 inches high, so this is going to be the approximate height of the layout. The garage floor does slope from the door to the back wall, so I have some height adjusters that I'll be putting in the base of the legs so I can level the tables. But approximately 48 inches off the floor. There'll be a 2x4 attaching the legs, and my first table is going to be approximately 1 foot wide by 8 feet long. Again, my layout is 21 feet approximately from end to end, 10 feet side to side. So I'll have, I guess, probably 2 8-foot tables, and then whatever the difference is, somewhere around 5 feet for the remainder. My plan is to start in the far corner of the garage back there and build my way up that wall. As I do that, I'll be kind of consuming material and removing stuff from the shelves. So hopefully by the time I get around to this side of the layout, I'll have the ability to get rid of some of these shelves. Hopefully some of the material on there will be gone. So anyhow, what I did to start, very simple, is I just cut an 8-foot 2x4 in half, and then took the 2 4-foot sections and split them long ways using my table saw. So not much to show there, but what I am going to do now is put the first table together. I'm going to have, again, I said a foot wide and about 8 feet long. So that's what I'm going to do next. And I'll go ahead and start assembling this on the floor and put the leveling feet in the bottom. And we'll come back and we'll see how that progress went.
All right, guys, so here's the section that I'm talking about starting first, is right up here in the upper right corner. This is where my garage door will be. So I'm going to start this first section here, and you can see, maybe you can see, there's a layout line here, which is just under a foot. So I'm going to go ahead and make the first table 1 foot wide by 8 feet long. So I'm going to start assembling that table. So we've got 2 feet here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to come approximately here, and that'll be the end of the first table. And pretty straightforward rectangle. So not much excitement there. The next one I'll do will be this one here. So it'll have a bit more of an offset in it. I could go ahead and make this whole section this wide. So I may sit here and think about that for a minute and see if that's something I want to do. There's about a 2-foot distance between here and here, and if I go ahead and increase this width here to more than a foot, I don't think it's going to hinder me much down here in the corner. Looking at the layout lines, I'm guessing that's probably 14 inches there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to make that first table 14 inches wide. So I will come back and show you the results. So the layout again is very simple. These are my 2 8-foot sides, and I've cut the inserts at 11. As you know, a 2x4 is 1.5 inches thick. So I've got 3 inches there, plus 11 gives me my 14. So I'm going to go ahead and get this assembled and we'll show you the frame. All right, so just so I don't split the end of the board out, I'm going to drill 2 pilot holes here the whole way through this board, and then partially through the end grain of the other 2x4. So I don't want to split these out, as I said. So I will go ahead and do that. Put the screws. I've gone ahead and marked a line here, which is the thickness of my 2x4, so that I don't drill my holes in the wrong spot. All right, so here's the first table section, just laying upside down on the floor. Fairly simple construction. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the legs on, and I will assemble that upside down, obviously. And then before I flip it over, I'll drill the holes in the bottom of the legs, and I'll put those leveling feet in there. So that'll be up next. All right, so here's the table legs. They're on there. And the next thing I'm going to do is put the leveling feet on. So I will go ahead and show you that. So basically the way I attach the legs, put 2 screws through the side here, 1 screw through this side, the whole way around. So there's the 1 screw in that end, 2 screws on this side, plus the 2 for the end grain. Alright, so the way these leveling feet work, there is a plastic insert that is threaded, which you drill a hole in the bottom of the leg, and you pound the insert in, and then you screw the foot in there. And then you've got, I guess, about 1.25 inches or so of leveling distance. So the way I normally do this, let's see if I can set the camera down here without destroying something. Alright, so hopefully this will be in the shot along with my leg. But I take the insert, and I'm going to take a drill and hold it up to the back of the insert, just so that the outside of the drill is slightly smaller than the insert diameter. So I'm going to start small, and I'll move up if I have to a larger size. It's easier to drill out more wood than it is to put it back. So that's how we'll start. How do you know where the center of the leg is, you ask? And I apologize if some of this is a little bit elementary for some folks, but there are a lot of guys out there who've never built a layout and they may not know this stuff, so I'm going to go through it. So to find the center of the leg, you just draw a diagonal line from corner to corner on the bottom of the leg, and obviously wherever they cross, that's the center. I'm going to go turn on this other light here. But anyway, I'm going to drill these holes next, and then we'll show the inserts going in. All right, so there's the first one in, and you know, I found out the hard way that the easiest way to pound these things in is to thread the foot back in here, and then go ahead and pound it in that way. Otherwise, you run the risk of flattening a finger. So anyway, there's the adjustment, and I'm going to go ahead and go around the rest of the legs and put these in. So obviously you have to drill the hole deeper than the full height of this threaded part here. So the hole's got to be at least that deep. So once you're good, you find the right size drill the hole, and you want it to be really snug in here. Otherwise, if it's not, when you try twisting these feet, once you get the full weight of the table and the top and scenery and everything else on there, if you need to make an adjustment, if it's too loose, it'll twist in the leg and you'll never be able to adjust it. So tight is good. All right, I'm going to do the other 3 and then we'll flip it over. All right, so I've got the feet in now. So there's 2 here, 2 down here, and I'm going to go ahead and flip this end for end. This is actually the short end it's going to go to my left. The longer legs are going to go to the right. And when I say longer end, when I cut my first 2x4 in half, I cut it so the one side would be exactly 48 inches long. The stud was exactly 96, so I got two legs that were like, I don't know, I guess 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16 shorter than the others. So I put those on the uphill side. So I don't know if you can tell here, but you can see the blocks there at the corner. And as I come up the edge, you can see the blocks kind of disappear. So I think when I measured this before, it was like 1.5 inches difference at that end in the corner. So I'm going to measure this one more time, and it will give me an approximation of how high the front edge needs to be if I want to keep the back at 48. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back in just a minute. All right, so here's this end, pretty level. And we'll go down here at this end. Again, pretty level. So this thing is pretty unstable right now, but again, it's going to be locked together on the end. There'll be a cross member going the whole way over here, 2 feet wide, 10 feet long, and it'll be bolted to the table here. So I'm not worried too much about instability. Obviously, when you get one of them up here, it's pretty shaky. But you know, it's pretty good. Here's the center. It's off just a hair, so I'll have to adjust that front down a bit. You know, the back side's off just about the same. But I'm pretty pleased with, you know, so far. I like the adjusters. And so my plans for this week, I've got tomorrow night and Thursday night. This is Tuesday, so I'm not sure when you're viewing this, but I'm going to try and get, again, 2 more tables built going down this way. And I think just to keep the darn thing from falling over, I'll have to build this end piece probably next. So it's going to be, it's 2 feet wide, so 2 feet this way. And of course I'll make it 8 feet long going across. Then I'll have, you know, just whatever I need to make up the difference there for 10 feet. The table's a little bit wider on that end as well as it goes up this direction. So that'll be my next project, is constructing the tables going across and then just to give stability over here. So this is right at 48 inches high. You know, it's about chest high for me. And I think that'll be good for operations. I won't have to be leaning, you know, bending over so much. You know, when I try and reach for things, I should be good, you know, fairly good for reaching back into the corners. So enough about that. I don't want to babble on. I may end up putting some corner braces in here just to stabilize this. 45s, you know what I mean, tying one leg to the other leg on a 45 just to keep it a little bit more stable. But we'll see how it is once I get the other table on. Thanks for watching.